In a world full of darkness and despair, the harsh reality seems to be that Dire Straits is more than just the name of a band for a middle-aged man like myself. It's a status quo for every boy and every girl out there who wants nothing more than to be in the cool kids club and get some gaming equipment that is less than 2 years old. Modern graphics cards and consoles are almost as unaffordable as snacks in the movie theater. Over are the good old days when simple folk like myself could just walk into an electronics store, put a pile of cash on the counter and walk home with a video game console in their arm and a big smile on their face. If this isn't the darkest timeline, I don't know what is. But I don't just accept the status quo. I went out there and started the experiment. How hard is it really to get a PS5 in 2022? That's the question I have asked, and an answer I have received.
Actually, it's gonna be super easy, barely an inconvenience.
Is it, you wonder? Yes, it is, I may confirm. And I am going to show you in a step-by-step guide, just like a real YouTuber, how you can get a PlayStation 5. But before we get into it, I want to thank today's sponsor, Microsoft. Did you know that Microsoft also has a gaming console? Neither did I. Apparently it is called the Xbox Series X/S. It plays older modern multi-platform games. You don't have to put up with a bunch of polished, unique and extremely fun exclusives, and you get a controller that could be straight up from last generation's console and isn't confusing you by making a bunch of weird sounds and vibrations. So go check it out, and thank you Microsoft for sponsoring this video.
I'm gonna assume that's sarcasm.
Correct.
Now let's get back into it, and I'll explain how you can get a PS5. Step 1. Call the biggest electronics store in your area, something like Best Buy if you live in the US, or MediaMarkt if you live in a former Nazi country. You're probably gonna be on the phone for quite some time until you're like,
before I die of old age, which in my case would be quite an achievement, so congratulations on that, is there anyone else I can talk to?
But then, if you get a competent employee on the line, you ask them if it's somehow possible to pre-order a PS5 in case they get a drop. They will usually not be of any help to you because, joke's on you, there is no such thing as a competent employee in these stores.
Excuse me, do you have any more of these espresso makers in the back?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, could you get me one?
It's all the way in the back.
Yeah, a lot of people need stuff right now. How do we decide who to help first?
I mean, let's be honest, the customer support probably couldn't even explain the difference between an iPhone and a washing machine. So you can actually skip step 1 right away and continue with step 2. Alternatively, you can skip step 2 as well and just go buy an Xbox. The only downside of getting an Xbox instead of a PlayStation, apart from not being able to play all the good games, is that you can't play neck on the Xbox, which means that half of Donkey's jokes are just gonna go straight over your head. Also, you really want a PlayStation 5 so you can play a PlayStation 3 game. Let's continue, but just like a real YouTuber, I am not yet getting to the point. But first, wasting another 2 minutes of your time by talking about why it is so hard to get a PS5 these days. The reason is a certain group of people we avoid talking about. People so low in honor, compared to them Micah Bell looks like an angel. I'm ashamed to admit I'm one of them. It's people who buy up all the PS5s just so they can play their huge backlog of PS4 games. I guess it was a mistake to make it backwards compatible. Yes, there's a person somewhere who really wanted to play Demon's Souls or Returnal but didn't get the chance to buy a PS5 because I bought one of the few available consoles just to play neck. I just really want to understand this donkey guy. I don't get it. Are these supposed to be game reviews? Or is this sarcasm? I really can't tell. Can anyone please help me out here?
Please help me.
Anyway, that has to be the reason why there is a shortage of PS5s. Why else would it be? I mean, it's not like some greedy people are buying up all the PS5s just so they can sell them with profit, right? And besides that...
Isn't scalping illegal? Oh, yeah.
Alright, let's talk about the elephant. Scalper. If you want a PS5, there is no way around them. You need to get a console from them, but you don't want to pay their horrendous prices. So I'm gonna show you how you can get a PS5 from them without blowing your budget. First, you need to get into the secret scalper base, where all the PS5s are stored. On the moon. Wait, hear me out. I know this sounds ridiculous, but on the whole planet it seems impossible to get your hands on a PS5? Well, then they have to be somewhere else, right? And they're obviously not on the Mars, so where else would they be if not on the moon? So, as crazy as it sounds, I did some research, and I got deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole, until I found out that the Earth actually isn't flat. No, it's a spinning globe and the moon is real. Ridiculous, I know, but it's true. Researching like mad, I found out about this scalper guy by the name of Wilhelm Strasse. He has a lunar base and you need to get in there, and I'm helping you. So you just need to find his chief research scientist, kill him, dress up as him and get into the rocket that is going up there. After the landing you have to shoot your way through some very underwhelming and linear levels until you get to the warehouse where all the PS5s are stored. The only thing that could be a bit of a problem is the escape, but I've got you covered here as well. You have to simply shoot your way back out, capture a rocket, kill the pilot and then fly back to Earth. It's that easy, so I don't get why so many people still don't have a PS5. I'm sorry, I know this whole video was pretty much pointless and a waste of time. But if you're still around here and you clicked on this video because you were under the assumption that I'm serious and you wanna find a PS5, I'll give you one real, even though maybe obvious advice. Look for bots in your area that notify you when consoles are available. There are Twitter bots and many other notification systems depending on where you live. Here in the German-speaking part of Europe, I subscribed to one really good bot that sent me notifications directly to my phone. And let me tell you, I'm getting messages all the time. This way I could have bought multiple PS5s already. And yes, this is no way near perfect. They are often bundles that are pretty expensive, and yeah, you might have to wait a month or two until you get the chance to purchase one. And yeah, we all just wanna go to an electronics store and buy the stuff we want and be able to take it home immediately. But unfortunately, it just doesn't work like that right now. Currently, the best way is notification bots, and since there are more and more news of PS5s being in stock for extended periods of time, you will have a really good chance to get one if you're being notified immediately. So, if you really want a PS5 and you have the possibility of subscribing to some of the bots, then do it. Also, if you live in a country where PlayStation Direct is available, try to use that as well. And I'm sure sooner or later you'll be able to get one. I wish you the best of luck. Wait, before you head to the comment section, no, I did not try to compare Scalper to actual Nazis, so calm down. I mean, it goes without saying that Scalper are much worse, right?
That's a joke. That's a joke.